Welcome back. As we start to see freezing temperatures in the forecast, that could affect the precipitation in the air. Our Owen Basselman is going to tell us all about that and break it down for us on this week's edition of Weatherwise.
Hey there, welcome back to another episode of Weatherwise. As winter comes into full swing here in northeast Mississippi, I want to talk about some precipitation types we can see with it. Much of the year, we just have plain old rain. It starts off freezing above. Yes, even in the middle of the summer, there might still be some snowflakes way up at the top of the atmosphere, but on the course of the snowflakes travel down towards the surface, temperatures are above freezing, and we're just left with plain rain here on the ground. And then in the winter time, something we don't see all quite that often, but is still of certain possibility, is snow. That's the opposite of the rain. Instead of above freezing, we're below freezing the entire time. The ice crystal that forms up in the cloud can stay that way all the way down to the surface, and you got some accumulating snow. Now let's start to complicate things just a little bit here with some sleet. The atmosphere, instead of being all above freezing or all below freezing, differs. So once again, we start below freezing, but then there's a little bit of a warm layer, a shallow warm layer in the mid-levels of the atmosphere where that ice crystal will melt a little bit, but because of the shallow depth of that warm layer, it can retain its ice crystal down towards the surface because temperatures then go back below freezing. So it melts a little bit, but it doesn't melt enough to lose its identity, you could say, as a snowflake. So then you're left with some ice pellets. Sleet has a beat. That's the one way to always know what sleet is. And then with freezing rain, it's a little bit more warm air. The depth of the warm air in the mid-levels of the atmosphere a little bit deeper, and with that, you're not going to have the ice crystal anymore. It's going to start as an ice crystal up at the top of the atmosphere, but then it'll lose all of its characteristics as it falls through that warm layer, but a shallow cold spot down right near the ground is going to allow that rain to freeze on contact. Your surface is below freezing, and the raindrop will hit that below freezing surface, and then it'll freeze on top of it. Freezing rain is the worst of it all, right? You can't really find a way to prevent it, you could say. Otherwise, you're just left with this glaze, this sheet of ice over everything. And that'll do it for Weatherwise today. If you have another question you would like answered in the future, be sure to send us an email at weather@wcbi.com or send us a message on Facebook or Twitter. That'll do it all for today, and I'll see you next time.
Weatherwise is brought to you by Fort County Electric Power Association.